All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to this explainer where we're breaking down a massive, escalating conflict happening in the digital world right now. We're talking about the fight over uncompensated AI training data and a proposed technological solution that could totally change how we value digital creation. Now, if you've been following the rapid rise of artificial intelligence, you know that data is basically the fuel making it all possible. But the source material we're looking at today raises some really tough questions about exactly whose data that is, and honestly, more importantly, who is actually getting paid for it.
Think about this for a second. According to our source material, your work, the things you've posted, written, or created online over the years, likely trained your favorite AI platform. But where's your cut? You're likely never going to see a single dime from it. And that is the core premise we're exploring today. This wild idea that everyday creators are out there powering billion-dollar models, yet they remain entirely invisible and completely unpaid.
Section 1. The AI data problem. Unpaid extraction.
So the crazy thing here is the sheer scale of this extraction. It spans across almost every discipline you can think of. Our source highlights a few examples. It's the photographer's meticulously crafted portfolio. It's a programmer's step-by-step tutorial. It's a researcher's hard-earned findings. All of this high-quality, human-generated work was just fed directly into these massive models. And what did the people who actually made these things get in return? Well, invisibility. They were just completely left out of the value chain. Now, the source material makes a pretty bold claim about all this. It argues that this invisibility, it wasn't an accident. Instead, it asserts that the operating philosophy was simply extract first, ask permission later. It's a really powerful framing. It suggests the whole architecture of AI development was intentionally designed to just bypass creators and rapidly build these expansive datasets before any actual rules could be written.
Section 2. The legal backlash. Courts catching up.
The text actually refers to this uncompensated extraction as the industry's original sin. And, well, that sin is becoming very public, very fast. Just think about the sequence of events happening right now. Courts are finally catching up to the technology, major publishers are actively suing to protect their archives, independent artists are banding together to file massive class action lawsuits, writers are loudly demanding to know exactly where their words ended up. The pushback is literally hitting them from all sides, and it's creating a massive wave of friction for AI developers.
But here's the thing you really gotta understand. The source makes a vital distinction here. This core conflict, it isn't fundamentally anti-AI. People aren't just angry that AI needs data to function and improve. The real issue, according to the text, is the assumption of ownership. It's the fact that someone, somewhere, decided that data simply belonged to whoever had the computing power to grab it first. It's a dispute over acquisition and consent, not necessarily a fight against the technology itself.
Section 3. On-chain datasets. A new paradigm.
So the source introduces a company called Codata, and they're betting on a completely different paradigm. They pose these rapid-fire rhetorical questions that really challenge the status quo. What if every piece of knowledge came with its source attached? What if contributors actually, legally, and functionally owned the data they generated? And most importantly, what if using someone's work meant paying them directly through code, rather than just relying on, vague corporate promises?
The answer to those questions introduces this fascinating new concept outlined in the text, on-chain datasets. Basically, by definition, these are verifiable, traced, and paid data systems. They guarantee clear ownership. When your data powers an AI model, it triggers automatic royalties. You don't have to chase down some massive tech giant for a check. The payment is baked right into the architecture of the system itself. It creates this direct link between the creator and the final model.
It's a complete 180 from how things have been done. Think about the stark contrast between these two worlds. On one hand, we have the historical method. Grab the data first and maybe pay later with empty promises that, let's be real, often don't materialize. On the other hand, we have this new Web3-inspired paradigm, traced ownership, where the provenance of the data is permanently recorded and payment happens seamlessly via code. It's a fundamental shift in how digital value is distributed and managed.
Section 4. A profitable future. Verifiable systems.
The source wraps up with a really compelling point. It states that the fundamental architecture of the internet is naturally evolving toward verifiable systems of proof anyway. I mean, with the rise of deepfakes, misinformation, and all this perfectly generated synthetic content, we're inevitably moving toward a digital world where tracing the origin and authenticity of information isn't just a luxury anymore. It's becoming an absolute necessity if we want to maintain any sort of trust online.
Which leads us perfectly to this final provocative thought, echoing our source material exactly. If the internet is already moving toward requiring proof of origin, well, might as well make that proof profitable for the people who actually created the data in the first place, right? It's a powerful question that pretty much summarizes this entire debate over AI data ownership. It leaves us to wonder, are we on the verge of a brand new internet economy where your digital footprint finally pays you back? Definitely something to think about the next time you upload your work online. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the data behind the screen.